Welcome to lesson 12 in my Coach Training Academy. Now this one is more about inviting and it's just a deeper dig into how that's done and the cycle of how that works. So normally if you're going to invite a person to become a coach, those coaches, the best coaches come from customers, okay? Now you're a coach, it's very likely that you started off with a program, you got some results that you were pleased with, and then you decided you wanted to help others. That's traditionally how that goes. And so I recommend as you're building your business that you look first to create customers and bring those people results. So I want to show you the sharing cycle and go into some more detail about inviting and how that works. So this is the sharing cycle, and it's just about finding people and inviting them, sharing about your experience, and then sponsoring them. So as you find people, you're going to start with family and friends. And it might turn out that you go to a family gathering, a picnic, a party or something, and someone who hasn't seen you for a little while says, "Wow, you look spectacular. What have you been doing?" And you share about what you're doing. You connect with them, and I'm looking at this cycle. So you found that person at a family party or whatever, and then you connect with them because they've asked about what you're doing, and you tell them what you've done. So sometimes those family and friend members want to hear your stories, and you tell them what you're doing, and then they can't wait to get started with you. And that's a pretty easy, natural way to help someone get started. I need to tell you that it won't be long before you'll run out of people you already know and are seeing in person. So a significant part of this business is going to be built online for most people. It doesn't have to be that way, but for most folks it is. That list that you created, oh yeah, pretty soon you will have contacted every person on that list, so your list needs to keep growing. And I recommend you do that online by joining groups and connecting with new friends, connecting with old friends. People you went to high school with, people you went to college with, people you used to work with, people that you went to church with, people who lived in the other town before you moved away, or people in your current town that you haven't connected with online yet. Those are all ways to build that friend cycle. I like to add 3 to 5 new friends every day to Facebook or Instagram or wherever you're looking for these people. So connect before you invite. It's part of the sharing cycle. So it's not find people and invite them to a challenge group. It's find people and connect with them. So you're not going to get a friend request from me and then an invitation to the challenge group in the same day unless you've asked me for that. Connecting means you're getting to know one another, that you're talking back and forth, that you're creating some dialogue there, so you're building some trust. Oh, let's see. If you're connecting with groups online, I recommend that you look for some non-fitness groups. If you go to a group online and you say, okay, I am loving the 10 rounds workout program, so I'm going to go to a 10 rounds group and invite those people. Those people are already using 10 rounds. It means they're already connected with a coach. So don't invite them. You're just like trying to steal customers from other coaches. That's not how that works. Or you go to the YMCA site and these people are all already involved in a workout. So you're trying to get them to change their regular fitness routine to your fitness routine. That's really not as effective as finding a group that has nothing to do with fitness, and then people are more open to your influence because you're not trying to talk them out of something they already love. Okay, so if maybe you have a corgi dog and you're in a group about corgi dogs because you love corgi dogs. Great, talk to those people about corgi dogs, and as things come up and as you build those friendships later, you can invite those people. I love to travel, so I'm in some travel groups. I have Raynaud's syndrome, so I'm in some groups online about Raynaud's syndrome. I'm a teacher, a former teacher, so I am in some groups about education. Find the things that are natural for you, camping or quilting or whatever it is. Join some of those groups, be part of the conversation, talk to individuals, and build those friendships so that you are connecting and building a relationship before you invite. As you share your story online on social media, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's TikTok, whatever new social media thing is coming out, wherever you're sharing your story, pay attention to who is liking and who is responding and who is commenting on those things. Those are your people. If someone likes something on your page, go like something on their page. If they comment on your page, reply to that comment, go to their page and comment on something. That will help your material get into the newsfeed based on the algorithms, which are changing all the time. But it's part of being an active part of the conversation and connecting with people and building trust so that eventually you can invite those people. So don't skip the connect. Build those relationships. Use conversations to do that. And in video 11, the one prior to this, I talked to you about the invitation conversations and what those might look like. Making a public post that you're hosting a challenge group is a fine idea. Don't rely on that solely as your source of inviting. Very few coaches are successful using just public posts as their method of inviting. Now, you might be the unicorn who gets amazing results out of that, and if you do, more power to you. But for most coaches, that public post and then following up with people who like it or who ask questions is going to be the secret to your success. Watch who likes it, watch who comments on it, watch who's watching your stories in Facebook and your stories in Instagram if you're doing those. Those are your people. Those are the ones that you connect with and that you're going to ask questions of and end up inviting. So, questions. People are going to have questions as you invite them. And one of the questions that's going to come up is, what's the cost on this? And I want to caution you about taking that bait. You don't want to just spit out a number immediately because it varies and it depends on what your challenge group requirement is and what you're wanting from people. So for me personally, it depends on the group, but there's a way to help someone achieve their goals and get started for free if they want it. You can give them that 2-week trial membership for free. They can take a look at the 21-day fixed food plan, which is fantastic and incredibly effective, and they can look at that free for 2 weeks. And if they're desperate for results, there's a free package available. If they don't want to sign up for the 2-week free trial, you can give them the free sample workouts that Beachbody has available. Most of those are on Vimeo, and they can stream those samples for free to at least get up off the couch and get going a little bit if the challenge group isn't right for them or if they don't want to invest in the 2 free weeks. Generally, if they're not interested in 2 free weeks, they're not very committed to changing their fitness. I'm just going to put that out there. They're looking for excuses. But if someone pushes me about a price, I say, hey, I have packages available for all budgets, anywhere from $0 to $280 or more if you want to spend that. Let me ask you a few questions so we can figure out what's best for you. And that way I have given them a range, answered their questions, and indicated that I'm more interested in what's right. Drop my board there. More interested in what's right for them than any particular price. So that's where you follow up. You're going to invite them, and sometimes they're not going to respond. Sometimes that happens. Don't assume that silence means no. Sometimes it means I'm busy, I'm in the middle of something, I forgot, I overlooked it. Happens to me all the time. I'm in the middle of a message and a notification comes up and then I swipe it out of the way and I've lost the message or whatever. Happens all the time. So I respond back and I say, did you see my message? Or did I catch you at a bad time? And I might do that like 24 hours later and they're like, oh my gosh, yes, I was in the middle of something and by all means, whatever. Do more listening than you do talking in your conversations. Look at what they have posted and make them feel understood. And you do that by reflecting understanding. So, let's see. I'm going to put in the resources here a link to the Share a Cart video that's going to teach you how to use the Share a Cart feature, that app, to get people connected with exactly what they want. But depending on when you're watching this, there might be a newer tool available to help coaches get going or help customers get going with exactly what they want. But anyway, so you followed up and you've shared with them and you used the steps from the previous video to get them connected with exactly what they want, and follow up and get the order. Oh, I've washed half that off when I dropped it, but it's about getting the order. So once you get the order from them, you are their sponsor, and it's your job to coach them. Do not get the order and drop them. Our mission is not make a bunch of sales. Our mission is to help people achieve their goals and live healthy, fulfilling lives. So once you get that order, make sure that you are helping them succeed with what they've chosen. Now, I do that by inviting them to a group. Some people prefer to work one-on-one. That's totally cool too. They can connect with that app and report their workouts and report their nutrition. And they don't ever have to connect with the news feed if they don't care to. But once a person has placed an order, what I choose to do is I choose to ask them to take before pics and measurements. They don't have to share those with me, but they do need to take them to get going. So they have a baseline of where they started. And so I send them instructions, how to take those measurements, how to take those before pics. Lots and lots and lots of people say, I don't want to do the before pic. And then they lose 30, 40, 100 pounds. And they go, oh, I sure wish I'd taken those pics because I would have qualified for a prize, or I could use that to encourage someone else and show them how far I've come. So I insist on those before pics. I say, hey, if you're uncomfortable taking that before pic, there's a reason. Use that reason as the motivation that fuels you to success. Consider this the farewell pic because you're building a new and improved you, and this is your farewell pic to the old you. Take those before pics, take those measurements. I'm going to put in the resources the instructions that I use for those. Feel free to use them or create your own similar to that to help other people get started. Be a coach. When the people fall, pick them up, dust them off, extend your hand. They stop showing up to the challenge group, reach out to them and say, hey, are you okay? How are things going? What can I do to help you? Because bringing those people to results is your job as a coach. When they're succeeding, wave the pom-poms, cheer them on, give them a shout out. I like to do that with permission if I'm doing it on a public page. Hey, I see you lost 10 pounds. May I have permission to give you a shout out on my public page? I like to ask their permission first because some people are really private about not wanting somebody to know they lost 10 pounds or whatever. So, but as you're going through those conversations and working to help people, ask me the questions that you have. Tell me what they've said to you that you don't know how to respond. It's okay to respond to them and say, I'm not sure, let me find out. And then you ask me. And I'll give you tips or advice on how to proceed with them. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in Lesson 13.